What up, players? Warboss Tape back up in this mug. Welcome to day 9 of the July Painting Challenge, hashtag WBTPC 2020. The daily question is, you're being immortalized in miniature form. What would your miniature look like? If you had to kit bash yourself as a miniature, what does it look like and what are you armed with? When I came up with this question a few years back, I thought it would be fun to ask my viewers and the other people participating in the challenge what bits and pieces they would take out of their collection to kit bash and Frankenstein some kind of weird looking miniature that would represent them. But now you could just go to heroforge.com, thanks to War Tiger for pointing this out and showing it to me, and you can create anything to your heart's desire, just about anything. I was just fooling around with it and I came up with a halfling. It looked like a private detective because I put him in kind of like 40s in a 40s outfit, 1940s outfit. I put him on a motorcycle. I gave him a hand crossbow and a torch, and it's just so many things you could do that it's a lot of fun to make yourself in miniature form. But if I had to imagine myself sculpted from scratch, I like to see myself as maybe like a halfling, because I don't like getting in fights. I like to rather talk my way out of situations, and I don't want to get into a scrap. So you're not going to see me putting on the full suit of armor and marching into battle at the front of an army. I'd much rather hang about in the back with the wizard, or on a big tree man and shout. And maybe I'll have like a little sling with a stone, kind of like David and Goliath, and maybe I'll use that very ineffectively. But yeah, if as a miniature form, I don't think I would be very impressive. I think I'd be more of like a collector's piece that Games Workshop or some company would release, and just be in a characterful pose with a fun expression, and just looking to stay out of trouble, have a good time, and just have a snazzy looking outfit on. That's my daily question. I hope all of you answer the question, because it's a fun one, and it's gives us a chance to get to know each other and see how we view each other's personalities, or how we view our own personalities, and share that with the community. So on to my progress for today. So today I wanted to focus on this one survivor that I've been finishing up, and it is from the Kingdom Death Monster Edition core box set, and it is from the, I believe it's either fur or bone armor set. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember when I was building this guy up, I wanted to pack in as much from the sprue as I could. So he's got 2 weapons. He's posed in almost an action pose, like he's getting ready to fight. He's got his bone helmet up, like a visor that he's raised up. That way I could paint his face, but also give him something cool on his head. I gave him, he's got a bald head, so I gave him some stubble to make it look like his hair is growing out, and I did that just by adding a little bit of black and a dark brownish gray. So in you could use like Skavenblight Dirge or Mechanicus Standard Gray mixed in with some Dryad Bark, just to give it a little bit of brown, and then mix it up with the skin tone. You don't want it to be so black that it looks like you painted his head, but you want it to just almost kind of glaze to show like it's growing through the natural skin tone of his head. And then I chose a spot color. When I was painting him, I wanted to do a mixture of browns, earthy browns, dark browns, and reddish browns. But then I also wanted to give him some color so you could see him on the field when you're playing. And I decided to do that with blue and a little bit of red. The way I got this color scheme is I saw some really cool art from Horizon Zero Dawn. And the villagers and the characters in that all have these kind of dusky, earthy toned clothes, but they've integrated bright flashes of color into each outfit. So you could see that they've got blue sashes, and the lining on their skirts are red and blue in a kind of checkered pattern. So I thought that's really cool, and it's a great way to give some color and life to each of these miniatures. So that is going to be it. I used different paint strokes on the bone and the cloth textures. I'll talk about them more for my day 10, but this was a fun miniature to paint, and it was great to be able to use my creativity to build the model pretty much from scratch, when I built each of these survivors, I thought, okay, what kind of pose do I want them to be in? What do I want to convey narratively with this model when I'm done painting them up? So in my head, I see this survivor who's kind of transformed out of his stone, his former stone self, like a living statue, and he's slowly picking up the knowledge how to create weapons and clothes from the animals and the monsters that he's hunted, and how to kind of survive on his own. So I kind of see him as a loner, and maybe he's going to meet up with some other survivors who've managed to progress this far, and they can stick together, build a little community, and start to survive together. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today, you guys. Hope you're all doing well. We're moving into week 2, full steam ahead, and I'm really, really happy. If you want to join the Players Club, you can join the ranks of Joe Razor Wire, Pix, Harry Gateau, Play It Painted, Logan Swanson, David Moffat, Dicey Guy, and Scragfist by following my Patreon link. See you tomorrow.